Welcome to the online Montessori Refresher program. My name is Miss Rachel, and for today's learning, we are going to deal with Roman numerals. Okay, so these are the Roman numerals that you have to be familiar with. So let's start. I stands for 1, V is for 5, X is for 10, L is for 50, C is for 100, D is for 500, and M is for 1000. Okay, so in Roman numerals, there are things that you really have to be familiar with, and especially the rules. Okay, so rule number 1, the Roman numeral I, X, and C, which is 1, 10, and 100, can only be repeated for 3 times only. Okay, so here are the examples of I, X, and C being repeated for 3 times only. Okay, so I is equals to 1, 2I is equals to 2, I is equals to 3. Next is X, X is equals to 10, XX is equals to 20, XXX is equals to 30, and letter C, which is equals to 100, C is equals to 100, CC is equals to 200, and CCC is equals to 300. Okay, as for the second rule, for the Roman numerals, if you put a smaller value next to the right side of the bigger value of Roman numeral, it means you have to put them together or add. Let's have an example. Here's the example of rule number 2. Okay, so V, which stands for 5, and I, which is 1, and then you put the smaller value of Roman numeral next to the bigger value, which is 5, you have to put them together, which makes it equals to 6. And then another example is V, I, and I is equals to 5 plus 1 plus 1, that makes it equal to 7. And then the next one is V, I is equals to 5 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, that makes it 8. And another example is X, V. We know that the value of V is 5, which makes it smaller than the value of X, which is 10. That's why you have to put them together. So 10 plus 5 is equals to 15. And then L, V, L stands for 50, and V is 5. So if you put them together, it's 50 plus 5 equals to 55. Okay, so now that the rule number 2 is already cleared, let's go to the rule number 3. Okay, rule number 3 said that if you put this lower value of Roman numeral to the left side of the bigger value of Roman numeral, it means you have to subtract from it. So you have to remove that smaller Roman numeral to bigger Roman numeral. So let's have this example. For example, I and V. So I, we know that I is equals to 1 and V is 5. So it means 5 minus 1 equals 4. Next, I and X. X stands for 10 and I is 1. So it means since it's placed on the left side of X, so you have to subtract 10 minus 1 equals 9. Next is XL. L stands for 50. So X was placed before the bigger number. So X stands for 10. So 50 minus 10 equals 40. Alright, so our rule number 4 is if you put a horizontal line on top of the Roman numeral, it becomes 1000 times. So let's have an example. X, V, and then a horizontal line on top. So X stands for 10. So it becomes 1000 times. So 1 times 10 is 10,000. And then V stands for 5, becomes 5,000. So 10,000 plus 5,000 equals 50,000. Another example. C, L, V, and then a horizontal line. C stands for 100, so times 1,000 is 100,000, plus L, which is 50, becomes 50,000. And V stands for 5, which is 5,000. So it becomes 155,000. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you and see you next week.